Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Alicia. Today we're going to do kind of a two-section video. I will, fingers crossed, remember to put timestamps down below because I really like it when people have timestamps. Anyway, the first part is kind of about being happy versus settling and kind of accepting where things are. And then the second part will be more on Noom. I've had a couple of you asking for like Noom updates, so it'll kind of be a pro and con of Noom. My journey, etc. And the first part kind of dovetails into that. So towards the end of my happy, don't settle or settle kind of a thing, it'll be about the weight. You might see me on my phone. I do have a list. I filmed this video kind of last week, but I really didn't I don't know how it turned out. And then I was thinking of more ideas. So I don't normally refilm, generally, but this is one of those. All right. So I did have I was going to do a video on kind of being satisfied versus settling. And I feel like kind of choosing to be happy sort of a thing. And of course, everybody's situation is different. But this is just, my perspective for my life. And there have been a couple things over the years that I had to choose to be satisfied or happy with. And I don't think that's settling. But anyway, I was thinking about it the last couple of days of why now am I so, reflecting on myself. And I've always been a person who really thinks about things and kind of, internally reflect on the good, the bad, the whatever, depending on the situation, whether it's at work, at home, whatever. And I feel like it kind of depends on where you are in life. I mean, when you're in high school or college, you're just thinking about the next homework or the next test. And that's kind of your goal and you're focused on that. Then you get married and your goal might be to find a job or to have a kid or to buy a house. And for a good chunk of time, you're more focused on those goals. And so finally, I feel like that's how I kind of got to here. Once I was in my 40s, I'm now 43. I had kind of achieved, the main goals of house, husband, kid, whatever. And so I kind of was more thinking about myself, how do I want to be, for the next 40 years or however long I have. And that I feel like in America, sometimes we're on this hamster wheel of we have to have the next best thing, the bigger house, the better car. And my house kind of started that in that when we purchased our house, there were a couple people in our life, that really just, I don't know, weren't excited about our house. They made comments like, oh, that's a nice starter home. And so in my mind, I'd always felt like I have to upgrade. I have to have a bigger, better house. And, especially when my daughter came along, we had more stuff, more whatever. And so I really struggled with, do we get a new house? Do we not get a new house? And I finally, one year, which is probably 2 years ago or more, I just finally was like, I have to get off this hamster wheel. And I feel like I chose that. I chose to be satisfied with my house. And I don't really feel like that's settling because I love my house. Had I gotten a bigger house, we might feel more stressed about money, whatever. We would have had more space. But I don't think that would have solved my problem. I wanted to be more organized. I wanted to have to stop cleaning. And in my mind, if we had a bigger house, then that would have solved. But that's when I kind of got, I don't know, somehow I got onto decluttering videos and I realized I don't need a bigger house. I just need less stuff. And so I finally felt satisfied with our choice to stay in this house. And the same thing kind of happened with the job / moving states. So I was in Indiana, born and raised, and I always felt like I would go back. And if we weren't so conservative with jobs and such, I probably would still want to go back. I know if my dad was alive, we probably for sure would have went back. But I was always struggling. We were always having these conversations about moving and what have you. And so again, I feel like I chose to be satisfied. I wanted to be happy and not constantly thinking about moving. Both of us have really good jobs. I don't have family in Orange County out here, but I have work people who kind of take the place of that. And so moving would mean that all goes away. And so my daughter has friends, we have friends. And so I really just kind of did the whole, I'm satisfied. I'm accepting this is where we're staying, unless one of us lost our job, we're not moving. And so I wanted, and it felt such a relief when we finally made that decision and we could stop having that conversation. And so that kind of brings us to weight. This summer, this was another hamster wheel I've been on. If we're being honest, probably 30-ish years of my life. I gained weight, I would say around 3rd grade. Not anything terrible, probably an extra 10 to 15 pounds. But I always felt different. And I will say, I don't know what age. Let's say 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, junior high-ish. I would literally pray every night that I would be skinny. I just never felt like one of the pretty girls. I never thought I was going to date anybody. And so this has been long seated that I was not happy with my weight. And I finally lost weight in high school. Just randomly, I played soccer, and then, I don't know, something just triggered and I started eating healthier. So I lost weight in high school, but I don't think I ever saw myself as that way. But anyway, then college hit. I gained like the freshman 15, then my mom passed away, so I gained like another 50. So I was up to almost, 265. And then I joined Weight Watchers. I lost a bunch of weight. And then I moved to California. I gained weight. I lost weight. I kept it off until I got pregnant and my dad passed away. So I just basically, I feel like I spent 33 years of my life on this train of not being happy with myself, not loving myself as far as weight goes. And so this summer I was basically like, I'm done. I don't want to spend the next 40 years in this struggle with myself. And it was really important to me to find a way to get off that train. Not saying I wanted to just say, I don't care, I'm not going to ever diet again, or I'm not going to watch what I eat, but I wanted to stop the battle. And I feel like these are all things long before Weight Watchers. Weight Watchers taught me a lot of good things, and I had lost 75 pounds on Weight Watchers and I kept it off for 7 years. But Weight Watchers had been changing their program, and it was harder for me to have a moderation lifestyle and still eat some of the treats I wanted. And so I kept, feeling guilty because I couldn't do it. And so I feel like I had, even though I learned so many things from Weight Watchers, and I'm not really even bashing Weight Watchers, but for me, the new programs were not working. And so I felt like I was a failure. I felt like there were all these bad foods that I wanted to eat that I shouldn't want to eat. And so I feel like I had a lot of work to undo those things. So that brings us to Noom. I'm going to sillily hold my phone here. Hopefully I can find this when I'm editing because I want to leave a timestamp. I know this is silly to hold my phone. So then this summer, when I had finally realized that I needed to get off this hamster wheel of weight, hating myself, I just did not want to spend my life thinking about this. I was one of those nights where I couldn't sleep. And so I don't know. I think randomly an ad for Noom came up. I don't even know. But I clicked on it and it's a crazy long questionnaire. And I ended up doing the 2-week trial. And so I made the decision to be happy with myself. But above all, I just wanted to be happy. But let's talk about Noom. And I feel like Noom has helped me, even though I have not lost weight at this point. I have gained weight. But Noom has, let's do the pros and cons of Noom. I know this is kind of going all over the place. So Noom, I will say, I guess I want to do pros and cons. I have a list of pros and cons. Noom has a bunch of articles you read every day. And they were really helpful for me. I think they reversed a lot of my problems of bad foods. You shouldn't eat it. You can't eat it. I will say I did 2 weeks religiously and I lost 5 pounds in those 2 weeks. And then shortly after that, I just sort of went off the rail. I did maintain for quite a bit. Whenever I do the program, I lose weight. I just have struggled in the last few months doing the program. But I really loved the lessons. They had lessons on your happy weight. And I really don't feel like, and I've known this forever. Even when I was on Weight Watchers, I knew there is no way I'm going to get to the medical chart weight that they think I should be for my height. It literally, I think my range is like, I don't know, 145 to like 160. I haven't been that since high school. And so I just know in my heart, I would never get that. So I never expected that of myself, but I really love their article of finding your happy weight. I also always felt like I had to repress my sweet tooth, which they kind of call your elephant in Noom. And so I really like that we gave a name to it. And for some people, it's different things. For me, it's definitely a sweet tooth that they talk about rearing its ugly head, feed me, feed me. And I always felt like I had to shove my elephant in the closet. And I did that. That's basically how Weight Watchers worked for me. I would shove him in the closet, lock the door. And then a couple times a year, he would burst out and I'd take a break, a week off here or there. And I would just eat whatever I wanted for a week. And then I would lock him back in the closet. And it worked. And I guess it's fine. I don't think that's necessarily the healthiest way to go, but that it worked. And so with Noom, they talked about your elephant and you had to be nice to your elephant. You had to treat your elephant. You were going to be friends with your elephant. And that really resonated with me because for the first time, I could have the cookie. Did I need to eat 30 cookies? No. So I could have the cookie, and I loved the articles, about your elephant. And they really helped me. I love the articles. Now, of course, some articles are better than others. And I feel like that's probably everybody has different issues. And so the elephant ones really, really resonated with me. So I think the Noom lessons really helped. And I'm not done yet. So they have course numbers, the 100s, the 200s, the 300s. I'm almost finished and I'm not sure how it'll be once you get through their program. Now they do have 2 programs, a mind one and a weight one. I've never done the mind one and I don't know what it is. I'm just looking down here. I really feel like Noom also made it easy to eat normal. I can eat the normal things other people are eating and track them with my calories, and I'm fine. Noom also gives you a range. So you have a calorie range, which I feel like also got rid of the it's all or nothing. On Weight Watchers, because it's like a 7-day cycle, if I blew one day, yes, I could have restarted the next day, but that's not how my brain worked. If I messed up one day, I kind of felt like, well, I might as well take the week off. And Noom stopped that because every day is a new day, and you also have a range. If I go 100 calories over, I don't need to throw out my whole week. I shouldn't have anyway, but I don't need to throw out my whole week because I'm still within my range. And so I really felt like I could eat normally. And I know that I'm still at a higher weight. So whenever you're losing weight and you're at a higher weight, you always have the more calories or the more points. So at this point, it would be easy for me to have the treats. Possibly as I lose weight, that would change. It's also easy to track in the aspect that it's kind of a smart thing and it remembers. So in the morning when I have oatmeal, the very next thing it recommends is blueberries because I put blueberries in my oatmeal. So it kind of remembers what you have for lunch and keeps it there. it adjusts throughout the day. I have my Fitbit tracked to it. You could also manually add steps in. So as you walk more, it automatically raises your calories, which I like. I've always been a person who I'm going to eat my exercise calories or points or what have you. So Noom for me was absolutely worth it. I feel like it's helped me. Maybe too much. I feel like maybe it released my elephants. But my goal has been to be happy, and I have gained, let's see, in 2021, I lost like 30 pounds, and in 2022, January hit. For whatever reason, the anniversary of my parents' death really hit me. It had been at that point 7 years since my dad had passed, about 20 since my mom had passed. They both passed in January, but for whatever reason, it really hit me. And I just kind of went off the rails, and I've gained 20 back. It is what it is. Like, I have chosen to get off the hamster wheel and love myself. Let's see, a week ago today, I just finally decided I need to get back on. I was getting a little too free with eating, and my main focus is to be happy with who I am. My husband, I was heavier than this when we got married, so he loves me for me. I want to set a good example for my daughter. I mean, both with food and other things, but more importantly, loving myself. And so I really do feel like Noom has helped fix a lot of my brain stuff with food. Let me see. Do I have any more pros before we kind of go on to the cons? Noom is basically a calorie counting type of a thing, which there are many programs out there, but I don't think the other calorie counting have the articles every day. So I really do appreciate those. I will also at the end here have a screenshot of Noom. All right, let's talk about some of the cons of Noom. The first one is they have a really odd payment thing. I think that is something I wish they would fix. It's very, I don't want to say like bait and switch, but it's very complicated and almost like they're going to trick you into spending more money than you have to. So if you are interested in signing up for Noom, the first thing they will do is offer you a free trial for 2 weeks. I say take it at the free trial. So the minute you say yes, you want to do the free trial, they're going to try to get you to pay. And they're going to tell you it's to help them give the program to other people for free. And can you do like a donation for that 2 weeks? I forget what the exact prices, but it's like $15, $12, $9, $7, $3. Can you afford to help? Or you can just take it for free. I say take the 2 weeks for free. I just think it's gimmicky. And then once you sign up, they offer you, it's like $35 a month. But don't say yes right then, because as your 2 weeks go by, they keep giving you a better offer and a better offer. And I was kind of just understanding that I was going to pay $35 a month. I had really liked my first 2 weeks. And so I knew I wanted to keep this going. And so they, come out with a deal of like 3 months for this price, which, brings it down to like $20 or $25. And I think I was getting towards the end of my 2 weeks. I click on and they had like their best special they'd given me yet. And it was like the whole year. And it came out to be around, I don't remember, like $16 a month, $12 a month, something. So I wish they just had a straightforward, here's our plan for $16 a month, take it or leave it. But they have this like, I don't know what it is. I don't know what the word is for the scheme, but I'm sure some people out there are paying $35 a month. Some people might even be paying less than me. So I really don't like their pricing. I think it's gimmicky, unfair. Like, it just seems like they probably have a whole bunch of people paying different things. And if you paid $15 to try it for 2 weeks, that's more than I pay in a month, or very close to what I paid for a month. So I don't think that's fair or nice of them. I will also warn you, when you sign up, please take time on your questionnaire and answer it very truthfully, because you can't ever redo it. So I was doing this in my not sleeping haze at 11:30 and just kind of quickly going through it because I really didn't care. I wanted to just get to the, I don't know, nuts and bolts. And you can't retake it, which kind of sucks. So if you're ever thinking of doing it, make sure you take your time on the quiz and answer in a way that would best suit you. Let's see. Also, in my understanding, because I had watched a couple like YouTube videos of Noom, in my understanding, there was going to be a person, a coach helping me. And maybe they changed right about the time I joined, which was August of this year. But there's no person as far as I'm concerned. And again, there are a couple points, even in your articles, where you can choose things that kind of, I think, change your plan. So I don't know whether, unbeknownst to me, I did some sort of thing in my quiz or whatnot that maybe said I don't want help. But there's really, in my opinion, there's not a one-on-one personalized coach helping you. They now have that for an add-on. They do put you in a group where a person theoretically is posting prompts and encouraging the members to answer. He doesn't, or my person didn't do anything more than like your post. It's not like he commented on them. I will say other people didn't really comment either. So it was more like a place where they put extra articles for you to read. There's really nobody. And that's one of the cons to me too, is that if you have problems, I feel like you're emailing a robot. There's no, like person that you're talking to. The daily lessons. So I loved them, but they can be a lot. So you get to choose how many minutes a day you read, but theoretically the max articles they would give you in a day is the 13 to 16 minute level. I read them faster than that, but there's about 4 to 6 articles every day. Very quick reads. And so it's a pressure. It's almost annoying sometimes. In the summer when I wasn't working, it was very easy to read them and no big deal. But it's kind of like obnoxious in a way to every day have something to do. And I think I hardly do mine every day. Even now that I've gotten back on it, I'm just a slacker at reading. I should take more time to read them. But I feel like the articles kind of put like a nagging pressure to read them. So the logging of meals is easy, but I often will just forget to log breakfast, but I have a similar breakfast every day. So when I go on at lunch to log breakfast, I have to log breakfast, go out, and then go back in to log lunch. And so I don't like that you can't just log multiple meals. You have to kind of exit out of the logging and enter back in. And I feel like because it's so easy to eat normally, at least in the last few months, I trick myself into thinking I don't really need to track my calories. I can do this on my own. And so I feel like I've spent a lot of time off the wagon, so to speak. One of my problems before is that I really didn't feel like I could have a treat on my old plans like Weight Watchers. When Christmas came around and we had like a staff luncheon or somebody brought Christmas cookies, I would feel like I couldn't do that because I literally didn't have enough points. Now I totally could. And so that has given me freedom, but I think I've taken the freedom. I've also uncaged my elephant so we run around freely. So I do feel like my goal for 2023 is to rein back my elephant a little bit. I want to be their friend or his friend or her friend, but I feel like I need to have a little more control over my elephant. I don't want to shove her in the cage or him in the cage, but we need to be a little more even Steven, so to speak. So that might be a negative, is that Noom freed me from all of this, but it also helped me reach my goal. I really don't want to be beating myself up for food. So if tomorrow everybody wants to go to have pizza, I'm just going to go have pizza. I can choose to keep it within my Noom calories, which I can very much do, but it's also okay if I have the extra piece if I shouldn't. Like, I just don't want to spend life beating myself up. So overall, I really like Noom, despite the weird payment structure. They do now have add-ons, which I will show you when I show you the like screencast of Noom. I don't know anything about them. I don't know if it's a per month cost or like every 3 months, but they do have a personalized coach for $150. I don't know per month, per whatever. They have like an eating plan, which I don't need or want, exercise plan. So they have extras now. And I get the idea that maybe a couple years ago, more of that was included. But anyway, that has been my experience. And overall, I'm really happy with it because my goal is just to be a happier me, to be satisfied, get off this wheel of always wanting more or to lose weight or to do this or to do that. So I hope that helps. And I also hope if you're struggling with anything, that I hope you guys know that you're beautiful just the way you are. And we should all try to love ourselves like we love our friends. Be kind to ourselves. Anyway, up next will be the screencast of Noom. But anyway, I hope you have a great day and I will talk to you soon. All right, so let's go to Noom. And this is what it looks like. So up at the top, there's like the Monday through Friday. I don't even know what the yellow stuff is, but it shows you the calories. So this morning we went out to breakfast and then we went on a hike. I haven't logged lunch yet or my hike, but you can see all these articles. And so because I am very bad about reading them, there are the 4 there, and probably it would let me read 4 more because I'm behind. And so you just click on them and it leads you through. And really, it seems intimidating. And it says a 3-minute read. If you're a fast reader, it's way quicker than that. And then there's the log your meals, the weigh-in, and the walking steps. You can set a goal. You can track water. I just pretty much ignore most of this. Noom wants you to weigh in every day. I would say that's a -2, and I do not weigh in every day. So to log your meals, you go on. So for breakfast, we went out to breakfast. I had eggs, bacon. We shared a cinnamon roll, and then potatoes, which I just randomly found the potatoes. You can hit add more add items, and there's a search your dishes or the barcode. I would say the barcode works about 85% of the time, and then other 15 you just have to, I usually find an equivalent food and just do the calories. But so if I did the turkey sandwich, you can choose from those calories, or you can hit other units, and there are different ways of doing it. So once I'm done with breakfast, I hit done, and then I hit done. And this is what I mean by I have to close and I have to go out of it to come back in and do lunch. There is an analysis, which I don't really look at. It tells you the color of your food. I ignore. I'm not worried about how healthy they think my food choices are. I was in a group because I was inactive for so long. I think they kicked me out. So up here, there should be a my group. It really wasn't beneficial. It was this person posting articles, and it literally could have been a robot because they never said anything to me specifically, just liked my things. There are settings. There's a weight graph. You can go to your course progress, and you can see where you start in the 100s and you work through. I am almost to the end. I don't know how the articles will be after I finish. I don't know whether it's like new articles or just kind of a recap. I don't know. You can go to the add-ons. This is where they have the add-ons that I mentioned earlier. If it ever loads. I know last time it took a while. So now see, this must be like a Black Friday thing, even though it's after Black Friday. Personal behavior coach, $19 trial. It was $150. So let's see. Personal behavior change coach to keep you accountable. Weekly 1-to-1 calls, and you can message them anytime. So 7 days for $19. And again, it was $150, and it went away. $150, and I don't know whether that was per month. I don't know if I want, one-on-one phone calls. There's a custom meal plan and workout for $49, custom meal plan. None of that to me, I don't need. And then you can message them up there, but it just seems impersonalized and what have you. So this is what it looks like. I really like it. I don't know what will happen when my year's up. I don't know whether I will find a calorie counting app, which I found that most calorie counting apps, if you want some of the extras, you end up paying somewhere between $9 and $12 anyway. So I might keep Noom if they offer me a similar price. Again, I wish they had a more straightforward pricing system. Anyway, thank you for tuning in, and I hope you have a great day.